Hello, it's Shanita again, and welcome to my channel. Let's talk about protecting your investments. Minimum. All right, so, I've been put in a position many years ago after being put in a position to be, I would say, not. I try to keep my videos from going into talking about, the R word and things of that nature, but being someone who is ex-military, who just experienced some things that I felt were unfair at the time, and I ended up being put in a position to where I could not progress, and due to colorism and racism, despite being an overachiever, just like I'm facing now with my current career. And I have watched TikTok videos for the past couple of years, and a lot of the things that I hear the younger generation, the younger adults, and those in corporate America talk about, I've experienced that. Been there, done that. But a lot of things that they talk about, being that I've worked from home often, about the cattiness on the job and why they don't really care to work around certain people because of the cattiness, the chattiness. Yes, okay. I've started to experience some of those things, and I was, sometimes we don't pay attention to things until we hear someone else educate us about those things. And a lot of what has been said, there's a lot of truth to it, because sometimes you really have to look at your own self and point the finger at you, to ensure that you understand if you are the problem. In leadership, we learn how to understand ourselves first, our own strengths, our own weaknesses, who we are. Even in psychology, I am a psychology major. I'm not licensed as well, and I don't have my PhD, but I also have a couple of degrees in the field of psychology, and along with me having a master's degree in executive leadership. And someone who was ended up being put in a position to never need for anything. No, not even not as a millionaire, but being put in a position to be well off enough to not need anything, or pretty much want for anything, and have your basic needs met. And the outcome of that, self-reflection, many years ago, self-reflection. So turn around present day, I have here some mail from a family member, my nephew, correct, right? So it's an investment. And I look back today and I say, well, it's a vehicle that I purchased many years ago, that I think I paid about $30,000 for the vehicle, in which present day the vehicle has depreciated in value. So no, I'm not going to sell the vehicle. I'm trying to render it over, sign it over to my nephew and put it in my nephew's name and give him the vehicle. If he wants to be ownership of a vehicle that I deem old or age, and if he wants to take on the repairs and things of that vehicle, then by all means necessary, I'm going to gift it to him. And the thing was, either he could have gotten it, or we go, the route of getting it removed out of my name. And this is the thing about having things that depreciate over the years. So the vehicle was in my mother's possession, and the vehicle was just sitting for years, right? So either I was going to sign it over, sign it over the legal way, because the vehicle has been in my name for years. I haven't driven the vehicle. I haven't had possession of the vehicle. And I've been paying insurance on the vehicle. Yes, all these years. And this is the thing, when it comes to insurance, I'm wondering, once I remove this vehicle out of my name and the insurance off of my name, I'm wondering, will my insurance go up or will it go down? Because we all know that in this economy, it seems like everything is increasing. There's an inflation regarding everything. So, with that said and done, I'm wanting to know if the insurance is going to increase or decrease. And I know you all will say, well, why would your insurance increase? Due to discounts already being given for having multiple things with that insurance company. That's not the only vehicle that I have put in my name. And with some banks, they give you discounts and credits towards your billing if you have like multiple things with them. You have multiple vehicles with them. You have multiple insurance policies with them. You have multiple accounts with them. So the reason why I'm bringing this conversation up is the older I get, the older we get, you definitely be focusing on retirement and going into retirement, or even with this economy, with the uncertainties, of lowering our debts. And I know you may say, well, you have the vehicle, why don't you sell it and pay something towards a debt like your mortgage? No, I'm thinking about a little bit of generational things. Yes, he already has something to drive, but it's doing no good for the vehicle to just be sitting. And if he can afford the repairs, which the repairs really shouldn't cost a little bit of nothing. And as a young girl, I always watch my uncles and my grandfather fix on their own vehicles. And even at one point, I had my uncle fixing on my vehicle, a vehicle of mine. And this is why I'm actually bring up the reason why I'm making this video in part 2.